Okay, yeah. So we'll start with taking user input of different types in a variable. Just hold on a minute. Yeah, sorry, had a call. Right. So taking user input of different types in Python. Okay. So let's see here. First is string inputs. How do we take string inputs? Uh,
बस इनपुट लिख के
bus input लिखेंगे. Correct. So for taking string inputs in a variable in Python, in variable we can write a is equals to input, and then you can optionally also give a prompt. Enter a string. String can be any English like word or a sentence. Okay. So we know that input function accepts user data and converts it into string, and converts it into string, which is then saved into the variable. Okay. Second, so this was pretty simple. Now, accepting integer inputs. इसमें how do you do? इसमें क्या करते हैं? X is equals
इन
to,
इनपुट
yeah, in input. That means you have to convert the integer value entered by the user, which is by default in the string form, into integer form using int function. Okay. So here we see string input which is very important. qualified to be converted into a string, qualified to be converted into string into integer can be converted or cast. Converting का दूसरा word होगा, another word for converting is cast into integer. To be converted into integer can be integer using int function. Right. So what do we mean by it? So अब मुझे बताओ कि which all conversions are proper. X is equals to int, let's say user gives 9, which input function converts into string 9. ये मान लो कि after conversion by the input function the number becomes this one, string 9. Then second one is, this is the first case, this is the second case. User gives 9 ABC 4. Third is int user gives 9.5. Fourth is, fourth condition, user gives, and after conversion by input, the thing becomes -4. Fifth is x is equals to, just a minute, x is equals to int -4.39. Sixth is x is equals to int k3 5. ठीक है, एंड ठीक है, चलो इतना मैं बताऊं. Yes, who will like to try? Considering this in mind, which is qualified to be converted into integer. कौन सा गलत होगा? अभिषेक, will you like to try? Anyone? Anand? Anand has not joined today.
Second or third or sixth.
Which ones? एक मिनट रुक जाओ. We are starting with Palak. Okay, Palak, बताइए. As per you, which all are wrong? Palak says second is wrong. Third is wrong.
Or sixth or fifth.
And fifth is wrong.
Fifth and sixth.
Sixth is wrong. Okay. Anyone else will like to try? 2, 3, 5, 6. Anant also believes the same. Priyanka, don't worry about making mistake. It is here that you
Sir,
can afford to make mistake.
even I believe 2, 3, 5, 6.
2, 3, 5, 6. अभिषेक को भी लग रहा है. कीर्तना, प्रियंका. Abhishek also believes. Vishnu Priya also believes that. प्रशांत को भी वही लग रहा है. प्रशांत. अखिला को भी वही लग रहा है. Anyone else? प्रियंका को भी लग रहा है. तो मतलब nobody is having doubt. सबको लग रहा है कि this is wrong, this is wrong. अच्छा, एक और एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. Let's say seventh one is x is equals to 3 and 5 will work. Acha, he guesses. Okay. Let's say I will write now here 4.5 without quotes. So now ये लोग जो है यहाँ पे पलक, अनंत, अभिषेक, विष्णुप्रिया एंड अदर्स, प्रशांत, क्या सेवेंथ गलत है या सही है? Shall I mention seventh here or not? सौरभ को डाउट है कि 3 and 5 he thinks may work.
गलत है मेरे को लग रहा है
कि सेवेंथ भी गलत है. ओके. पलक in addition believes कि seventh is also wrong.
Yes, sir. Even 7th is wrong.
अभिषेक को भी लग रहा है. ठीक है, मतलब shall I add 7 also here? Any Vishnupriya, Akhila? Remember the difference between 9.5 and this one is that this is a string 9.5, this is a float 4.5. 7th is right, just guessing. Okay.
Sir, if we write float instead of integer, then it is correct.
अच्छा. Okay. The thing is, यहाँ पे मुझे एक पॉइंट और मेंशन करना चाहिए था. That is not wrong. That is correct. Plus a float value. ये दो तरह के डेटा को इंट कैन.
मेरी गलती नहीं, आपने बताया नहीं.
लास्ट ईयर तो बताया होगा ना. दिस इज वी आर रिवाइजिंग. चलो ठीक है. ओके.
वो क्यों बताया सिर्फ पहले?
So will it be rounded off to the next or the previous?
It will truncation will happen. What do you mean by truncation?
Removal of the
Decimal parts.
decimals.
Okay, so no rounding off. ठीक है. Maybe I might have forgotten. इसलिए मैं I am specifically taking these many examples. Okay. So if these two criteria are fulfilled, that is, if the argument of the int function, that is you provide inside the parenthesis, if it is a string which is qualified to become as a string or a float value. String के अंदर में if you give float value then it won't work. But if it is a pure float value then it can be converted into a string after truncating. But if it is a string and inside the string it should only be integer. Okay. That means qualified to be converted into string means what? Ki the string which is only integer, if you remove quotes, it will become integer. Even if it is float, it will result in error. Okay. So yaad rakhna hai. Okay. Right. So I'll just remove this part so that you can later refer to it. Okay. And 4. Okay. 4.5. Right. So which all are correct? First one is correct. Fourth one is correct. Fifth one is correct. No, it's not correct. Seventh one is correct. गलत कौन कौन सा है? Second, third, fifth, and sixth is wrong. So if you give a purely float value as an argument in the integer or a string which from which when quotes are removed only integer is left, then in these two cases only it will work. Even in the string if float is contained, okay, which does not qualify as an integer, then after removal of quotes, if it does not, if you do not get a pure integer form, then it will give you error. Okay. However, if it is a pure float value, then it will give you the correct conversion or the casting will be successful. ये clear है सबको? Is it fine with all of us? ओके, प्रियंका समझ में आया? ओके, चलो फिर आई एम मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, दैट इज, अभी तक देखा था कि टेकिंग यूजर इनपुट इन डिफरेंट और डिफरेंट टाइप्स इन पाइथन. फर्स्ट वन इज स्ट्रिंग इनपुट्स, second is integer input, third we will see float input. Float, ठीक है, right, okay. Float input के लिए which function is used, मतलब क्या करेंगे इसमें, we will use जैसे a is equals to, float is used to typecast or convert from string. Input, enter real number or floating point number. Real numbers are also called floating point numbers. That means numbers with a decimal. Okay. Now, in this case, you tell me, यहाँ पे मैं comment में लिख देता हूँ, float function is used to convert or typecast string into floating type. अच्छा, अब ये बताओ जो जिसमें मैं लिख रहा हूं उसमें कौन कौन से करेक्ट होंगे एंड इनकरेक्ट होंगे. x is equals to, considering कि after conversion by input this is left in the parenthesis, float. And seventh, हाँ बताइए, which all are incorrect.
फोर्थ,
अच्छा,
फिफ्थ,
पलक को लग रहा है फिर फोर्थ, फिफ्थ,
बस.
बस यही दोनों गलत है. ओके, अजय को भी यही लग रहा है, ठीक है. और Anyone else? What about second, seventh? Okay. कोई anyone with different answer? कोई additional thing here? कीर्तना, प्रियंका, अखिला, कुछ बताओ. अगर if you think is something else might be. Okay. सबको fourth, fifth. 2 and 7 will work as per Prashant he thinks so. Okay. ठीक है. Correct. So incorrect ones are fourth and fifth, and the correct ones are 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. What about if I write two more? Let's say 8. X
Sir,
is
so already float type को कैसे float में convert करेगा?
वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ तुम लोगों से. I was going to write such things. ठीक है. 3 मान लो सिर्फ 3 है. क्या 9 and 10 में what will happen? Let us check. Eight will become 8.0. कहाँ पे कौन सा है 8? 8 में 3 है, 3.0 बनेगा वो. ओके. ओके. फ्लोट so what do we think here? Anant, there is no problem absolutely at remaining at the same level. It's just like you are sitting on a chair and somebody tells you, okay, please sit down. What you will say? Okay, I'm already sitting. Right?
Okay, sir.
तो इस तरह का कुछ है. So I hope now input में how data will be converted in from what form to what form. ये examples देख के याद रखना. Though I'll be sharing it, this PPT, PDF. So this will help you while revising. And like I said, right now we are not going to check with your float and dictionary. Why? Because initially when we will be discussing, we'll be only discussing in context of these values only, like float, input, integer, float, etc. Okay. Right. Now, what else was there? Last class में कुछ क्या बोला था? और प्रोग्राम सॉल्विंग, हाँ, विथ यूजर इनपुट. ठीक है, कुछ प्रोग्राम भी सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. Write a Python program to find the selling price of N shirts if cost price of one shirt is equals to 500 and discount is equals to 15%. ठीक है, very simple question because we are doing it second time, तो बहुत आसान है. What we are going to do here? here we'll take cost price of one CPO is equals to 500, right? सबसे पहले यूजर इनपुट लिया जाता है, तो let's follow the good programming practice. So n is equals to, now is there a chance of number of shirts being a float type? क्या कभी ऐसा करते हो कि you go to
नहीं।
shop और केवल हाथ ले आए उसका 0.25 of a shirt? नहीं. So it will always be integer. So int input, please enter the number of shirts. Okay. Then you will write cost price of one shirt is equals to 500. Discount on one, तो DO लिख देते हैं इसको. Discount on one कितना होगा? 15%. तो either you write 15 by 100 multiplied by cost price of one shirt, okay, or you can also write here 0.15 by CPO. या तो ये लिखो या ये लिखो, both are acceptable. Okay, selling price of one is equals to cost price of one minus discount on one. Okay, and then selling price of n is equals to selling price of one multiplied by number of shirts. Okay, and then you can print. अभी कॉपी मत करो, बस समझो. वैसे बहुत सिंपल है, समझने की भी ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है, बट स्टिल द सेलिंग प्राइस SP of n shirts is equals to, in the very basic form, is equals to SPN. ओके, इसके ऑल्टरनेटिव मेथड भी हो सकता है. ऑल्टरनेटिव मेथड में क्या करेंगे? n is equals to int input वाला, that will be the same line. Okay, then we'll write cost price of one 500. Okay, then we will write discount on one is equals to 0.15 of selling price of one. Then you can do selling price of n, या नहीं तो ऐसे कर सकते हो. हाँ चलो ऐसे ले लेते हैं. सेलिंग प्राइस of n without discount is equals to 500 multiplied by n. Then you can write discount on n shirts is equals to discount on 1 multiplied by n, and then selling price of n shirts, total selling price of n shirts will be equals to selling price of n shirts without discount minus discount on n shirts. सही किया ना मैंने? कहीं गलत तो नहीं लिखा? प्रिंट, इसको फॉर्मेटिंग कर लेना. सो जस्ट अवे कि मतलब ठीक है किया जा सकता है, राइट? अच्छा, यहाँ पे कुछ गलत किया है क्या मैंने? डिस्काउंट ऑन वन, हाँ नो हियर इट इज करेक्ट एंड हियर क्योंकि यहाँ पे मैंने वन में ही डिस्काउंट माइनस कर लिया था सो एन टाइम्स से आ जाएगा। ओके करेक्ट है। इसमें तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगा, इट्स अ वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन राइट। ओके अच्छा before we move forward and see few other types of questions, what we are going to do is we are going to see the use of, so there are some questions for you using operators, okay, based on modulus operator. तो जल्दी से इसका आंसर सर बता दो so that we can see other types. Okay. Then you have चलो इन दोनों का आंसर बताओ, what will be the answer of this? What will be the answer of 2? 1 and what will be the answer of 2? 7 कीर्तना believes किसका है, फर्स्ट वन का या सेकंड का? कीर्तना को लगता है फर्स्ट का 7 है। अच्छा अनंत को लग रहा है कि 1 and 2 होगा आंसर। ओके एनीवन एल्स? अखिला believes 1। अजय को लग रहा है फर्स्ट का आंसर 2 होगा और सेकंड का आंसर 1 होगा। ओके ओके एनीवन एल्स? 1 1 and 2 तो ठीक है। फर्स्ट का दिस इज रिमाइंडर ऑपरेटर। ओके सो 2 for second. So as we know this is remainder operator, so let's try and divide. When you divide 15 by 2, what will be the remainder? This will be 7 times 14 and remainder will be 1. So here when 15 is divided by 2, the remainder will be 1. What is answer in this case? When you divide 2 by 15, is it possible? No. So you can say in a way 15 0 times will give you 0 and answer will be 2. Okay, so when you divide, ठीक है कितना, it's good that you understood. So whenever a smaller number is divided by bigger number, the answer is the smaller number itself in case of remainder. So remainder will be the smaller number itself. Why? Because when you do this, you can imagine the quotient to be 0 and the remainder to be 2. ठीक है? Okay, Priyanka, clear है? Is it fine? Shall I proceed? Okay, okay, ठीक है, fine. Next page. Write a program to accept the length in centimeters and print it back after converting it into feet and inches. Okay. Given that 1 inch is equals to 2.54 centimeters and 1 feet is equals to 12 inches. Okay. ठीक है, this is your question. So let's take a break of 6 minutes. और उसके बाद around 30 minutes more we'll take. And then tomorrow we can skip the class. ठीक है. With this answer we'll start our next class, next session in 6 minutes.
Sir,
Hmm.
so could you go to the float part, float input examples?